Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Jacob Wyckoff. Thanks for joining me here on CBS News Boston. Obviously, the massive winter storm has arrived. Travel is becoming treacherous. Governor Healey is now providing an update on her administration's response to the storm. Let's listen in.
Emergency management directors from all over the state. I can assure you that our teams are ready, they're prepared, and they will do what needs doing to get us through the next couple of days. I've also activated the State Emergency Operations Center and directed all of our relevant agencies to deploy whatever they need to deploy so that we get through this. I want to take a moment to thank the men and women who are out there, especially guys on the road. We've got people who are plowing, who are salting. We've got a lot of DPW workers out around the state, our T and highway workers, all of our public works and utility employees. I've been in touch with all of the utilities, and I can assure you there are a lot of people out there right now working hard to keep us safe. So I want to thank them for what they do. I'll give you an update on the forecast. As you know, snow has already hit the state. We're anticipating a significant snow event over the next 36 hours. I want people to understand that this is a storm that's going to pick up really quickly, okay? For folks who are on the road right now, get off the road, because between 1 and 3 p.m., we're going to see a potential accumulation of 1 to 3 inches per hour. That's a lot of snow. It makes for terrible visibility, so please get off the road. This is not a storm to be out in, okay? So just do what you can. Hunker in, watch the paths, look after your neighbors, take care of one another, and ride this one out. We also expect, as I say, this storm to be of long duration. It's going to continue through the night. We'll see a lull in the early morning, and then it's going to pick up again. Hopefully, this will all be behind us and out by sometime later in the day on Monday evening. Right now on the roads, we've got 1,700 pieces of equipment out there. We expect to deploy about 3,000 pieces of equipment. With our plows out there, I once again ask the public, please stay off the roads. And if you have to, for any reason, be on the roads, please give space to our snow plow operators, okay? And as I was told, four-wheel drive, it helps you accelerate. It does not help you stop, okay? So please, please, don't be reckless, and you know what? Don't put others in harm's way, okay? That's why we tell you to stay off the roads. Even after the snow has stopped falling later sometime tomorrow, it's going to take a while for cleanup, probably up to 4 hours to really clean everything. So I ask that the public be patient. You're going to have people, guys, who've been working 24 hours, okay? Everybody's doing the best they can as quickly as they can, but please be patient with all the teams tomorrow and give them the opportunity to do what they need to do to clean out the snow. Continue to follow local advice. I know a lot of schools have already announced closures, so pay attention to that, as well as parking bans in cities and towns. Here's where we are on outages, okay? Power outages. Now, the good news is we don't expect widespread power outages. This is a dry, fluffy snow, not the wet kind that weighs down lines. But we want to make sure that we're prepared. We're continuing to prepare. As I said, I've talked to all the utilities, and they've already got teams out there deployed and on the ground. Our biggest concern for outages is on the South Coast and Cape and Islands. And we're just encouraging people to, if you do experience a power outage and you need help, dial 211 because we can get you to a warming shelter if you need that in the event you lose power. And look, a reason I said stay off the roads is because there are already some power outages in the state. And I'll tell you what they're from. They're from people being on the roads, driving, running into a pole, okay? And that can take out power for hundreds of your neighbors. So please, please just be careful there. I also want people to take safety precautions seriously, okay? If you're using a space heater or wood stove or a fireplace, you need to do that, but please be careful. What we don't need is our fire departments and first responders taxed right now, okay? So be careful with all that stuff. Speaking of fire, please, once there's a little snow out there and it's accumulated, make sure you've spotted those fire hydrants in your neighborhood, and you can go outside with warm clothes, dig those fire hydrants out, okay? Because in the event, God forbid, trucks need to get out there, we want them to be able to access those fire hydrants. I've declared tomorrow, Monday, is a work-from-home day for all non-essential state employees. I encourage private employers to do the same. And finally, in closing, I just ask that we look out for each other, particularly if you've got folks who are elderly nearby or maybe in need of a little assistance. Now would be a good time to just check in on them, make sure that they have what they need in terms of heat, power, and some basic groceries. And other than that, I wish everybody well out there, and sit down for 3 o'clock if you're able to. Be home. Go Patriots, okay? We'll have more tips and guidance as we go. You can always look at mass.gov/snow for more information. Thank you, everyone, and please be safe. I'm now going to turn it over to MEMA Director Don Brantley.
Great. Thank you, Governor Healey. Good afternoon. I'm Don Brantley, Director of the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, and I want to welcome you to MEMA headquarters. This is the location of the State Emergency Operations Center, where today we are laser focused on the incoming snowstorm. Across the governor's administration and across the impacted municipalities, we work as one team with one mission: keeping the Commonwealth safe and expediting a return to normal after the storm passes. Here at the State Emergency Operations Center and at the regional EOCs, the governor's team coordinates statewide response and information sharing and supports our local emergency management agencies. Along with our command staff, we have activated the necessary emergency support functions: transportation, public works and engineering, public safety and security, and public information. While we expect the most significant impacts to be transportation related, we are here to monitor, prepare, and respond rapidly to any impacts anywhere in the Commonwealth. Local coordinators from MEMA's regional offices have maintained contact with local emergency management directors to identify any outstanding or anticipated needs. As of approximately 9:40 this morning, municipalities have reported 40 warming shelters open across the Commonwealth with a capacity to receive 1,998 people. MEMA will continue to communicate with and assist local emergency management throughout this storm. Frigid temperatures will continue through the week, with some areas experiencing more dangerously cold temperatures. Snow has started to fall across the Commonwealth, and a winter storm warning is in effect through Monday evening. The National Weather Service is predicting as much as 2 feet of snow in localized areas and higher elevations, with much of the rest of us receiving at least a foot. So with that amount of snow, it's important to stay off the roads and let the plows do their jobs. If you do have to drive, make sure you brush all the snow and ice off your car to avoid creating a driving hazard for other people on the road. Leave extra room for braking and stopping, and don't crowd the plows. This will be our most significant snowstorm in several years, but the state is well prepared and well positioned to respond to any needs that arise. The best place you can be today is at home, cheering on the Patriots, and while you're there, you can still make some safety preparations. Make sure to charge your cell phone, laptop, and any essential electronic devices in case of an outage. Ensure you have extra batteries for medical equipment and assistive devices. During and after the storm, check your appliance exhaust vents, making sure they are not obstructed by snow or ice. Test your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms and make sure they work correctly and have fresh batteries. Lastly, when the storm wraps up tomorrow, take care not to overexert yourself when shoveling. Stay hydrated, take frequent breaks, and if you do need help, don't be afraid to ask. Whether it's a friend, family member, or neighbor, when it comes to digging out of snowstorms in New England, we're all on the same team and ready to pitch in. Now I'd like to welcome to the podium Secretary Ng.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you, Director, and thank you, Governor and Lieutenant Governor. Our MassDOT and MBTA teams have been preparing for this storm long before this winter came. And we've been inspecting infrastructure, our equipment, and ensuring that we have all the necessary materials to battle this storm. And our workforce has been out and clearing snow and ice while we all need to be out and ensure that you stay home and stay warm and stay safe. I'm blessed to be working side by side with this workforce. For everyone's safety, we do ask the general public to do their part, and again, stay inside, do not travel unless you absolutely have to. And if you do, consider taking mass transportation. I'm going to give some updates on mass transportation. we have implemented at the MBTA the Cold Weather Mitigation Action Plan. And as the storm approached, we stored buses and trains indoors overnight as possible, conducted regular checks of those stored outsides. You probably see trains cycling in and out of rail yards so they do not sit idle for extended periods of time. And for trains that you may see running through the system, we'll be running these trains to keep tracks clear of any snow, looking for downed trees or downed branches to ensure safety when regular revenue passenger trains are running. Emergency crews are pre-positioned to stand by throughout the storm for any possible rail issues, signal issues, switch issues, so as to be able to respond as quickly and rapidly as possible. Power crews are also on hand, inspecting the catenaries to assure for any ice buildup that may have occurred. Crews will use ice cutters on vehicles and make sure we safely remove any ice if we do find them. Increased staffing will be on site throughout the entire event to respond to any weather-related issues. Snow fighting equipment is pre-deployed at key locations around the entire transit network. We also have contractors assisting with snow clearing along routes on the buses, key facilities, stations, freeing up T personnel to concentrate on our core system functions. And generators have been deployed at key locations should there be any power outages that we need to address. Regarding the commuter rail, MBTA and Keolis have more than 1,000 pieces of snow fighting equipment, including snow blowers, salt trucks, plows, and other equipment that have been deployed across the commuter rail network. And to mitigate any risk of infrastructure, snow and ice, we also have snow jets, switch heaters to keep the switches clear of ice and snow and make sure they're properly functioning as well. Ahead of these storms, these switches have been activated, and we're moving normal train weekend service right now as we speak. Keolis staff is also ready to clear snow, apply sand to passenger areas, and MBTA parking lots will be cleared by Keolis to make sure that our riders that do need to use the system can safely park. But again, please do not go out if you do not have to. The entire system, the transit system, is running a weekend schedule right now. I do want to remind folks that currently the Blue Line from Bowdoin to Orient Heights is out of service right now and being replaced with bus and ferry. But I also wanted to say that we've completed that work and we're getting ready to restore service on the Blue Line prior to the heavy snowfalls that we anticipate very shortly. That should be mid-afternoon. Also, due to the weather forecast, our riders on the Mattapan line can expect sometime this afternoon when the snow accumulates above the top of rail that we will switch from the trolleys to the buses. That is, again, for safety and reliability of the service there. Come tomorrow, on the commuter rail, our riders will see a storm schedule. That storm schedule is typically about 1/3 of our regular weekday schedule. We do that to ensure that we minimize the use of switches, areas where potential failures could occur, because we want to make sure that the people that really do need to use the system, emergency responders, hospital workers, they can get in reliably, and we eliminate those potential points of failure. Ferry service tomorrow will also be reduced. On the Hingham, Hull, Logan, Boston ferry, you can anticipate that they will be running hourly. Charlestown Inner Harbor, you can anticipate they will be running every 30 minutes. On the buses, both today and tomorrow, when the snow routes are required, we will run them on the snow routes. We want to avoid any necessary hills, things of that nature, again, narrow streets, but bus service will be running weekend service today and regular Monday service tomorrow. Paratransit will also be running regular service both today and tomorrow, but people should expect that because of the weather, paratransit will take longer and may have encountered some delays as well. We are reminding any riders that use the system, use caution, whether you're walking on stairs, hold handrails, do not run, give yourself extra time. It may be slippery out there. You can report anything to us at mba.com/winter, but also stay informed on the website, MBTA Go, on Twitter. We will be sending out T-alerts should there be any changes. For the RMV, I just want to remind folks, because of tomorrow, our contact centers and our service centers will be closed. Anybody that has any road tests scheduled, those will be rescheduled. And again, this is for everyone's safety. My colleagues at Massport have informed me that they are well prepared for the storm as well. Their employees, their equipment, their materials ready for battling this storm. However, majority of flights as of 2 p.m., I'm told, have been canceled. Anyone that has flight plans, you should check with your airlines to make sure, because airline service across many of these impacted areas have been canceled. In closing, I just want to say thank you to the MBTA and MassDOT workforce. They are working hard, as the governor said, around the clock to make sure everyone can do travel safely if you need to. I want to say one last thing that the governor talked about. This snow is going to be light and fluffy. Having said that, there will also be wind. And with the rates of snow, maybe 1 to 3 inches an hour we're hearing, visibility will be poor. You'll have blowing snow. Even after we make a pass with the plows, it's possible that the wind will blow snow back on the road. So we really strongly encourage everyone to stay home if you can. As my colleagues have said, go watch the Pats, go Pats, and let's make sure everyone is safe. Thank you. I will turn this over now to Undersecretary Jonathan Gulliver to give a highway update.
Thanks, Phil.
All right. Thank you, Secretary. Thank you, Governor and Lieutenant Governor, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jonathan Gulliver. I'm the Undersecretary and State Highway Administrator. So as you've been hearing, we've been preparing for this storm, not only for the last few days, but this is something that the Highway Division does year-round, is make sure that we're ready for storms like this when they happen. We right now have 1,700 pieces of equipment out on our roads that we're in the process of expanding that. I expect that within the hour that number is going to grow to close to 2,500. And then as conditions continue to deteriorate with this storm and the storm continues to intensify, I expect that to be up to about a full call-out, which is about 3,000 pieces of equipment. We have 140 snow and ice depots across the state right now that are all fully activated. And again, they will ramp up as the conditions dictate. This is a multi-day storm, as you've been hearing, and with the kind of snow that we're getting and the heavy winds and the drifting, conditions are expected to be really become very, very difficult on the roadways, especially overnight tonight and into tomorrow until everything is fully cleaned up. Right now, just in this past hour, we have actually reduced the speed limit on the Turnpike up to South Road to 40 miles per hour. Again, that's something to keep an eye on. I expect that may be extended throughout the length of the pike as the day continues. We also have a level 3 truck ban in place. That means that tractor trailers, RVs, box trucks, tandems, empties, any kind of big tractor trailer, with the exception of those delivering essential services such as medical supplies, food and fuel, those are all right now banned from travel as of noontime today. That is something that a lot of our neighboring states have done as well. So we're asking those truckers to stay off the road. This is not something that we do lightly. We only do this in the most extreme conditions, and it's because when tractor trailers and trucks get into trouble on the roadways, they usually result in a closure, which makes recovering from that closure, especially with the rate of snowfall that we're seeing, very, very difficult. So we want to avoid those types of situations, and that's why we put those restrictions into place. MassDOT crews are going to be plowing and treating roadways continuously, and we have had staff and equipment staged statewide to do so. But again, I want to remind, even with multiple treatments, with this intensity of a storm, plows cannot keep up and treatment cannot keep up. You will see roadways that are very slippery, and you're going to see roadway conditions continue to deteriorate as the day goes on today, especially this afternoon and into this evening. We've been continuing to coordinate closely with our colleagues at MEMA, with the state police, and with other local and municipal partners across the state to make sure that they are in good shape and that we're assisting where and when we can. And our message to the public continues to be very straightforward. As you've been hearing today, we really want you to stay off the roads. We don't want you to go out there today if you don't have to be on the roadways. We want you to stay off them. And if you do see a plow, stay as far behind them as you can. The roadway conditions behind those plows is always going to be better than the roadway conditions in front of them. So don't try to pass them. Stay behind those plow batteries. They're there for your safety, and we want to make sure that those plow drivers are safe as well. They have families that they're trying to get home to, just like you. So please give them the space they need to operate, and you be safe as well. Again, this is a long-duration storm. Conditions are going to continue to change. If you do have to go out, please monitor your typical resources. Look at Mass 511 for traveler information, and really take your time if you do absolutely need to get out on the roadways. We appreciate the public's patience and cooperation as the storm goes on. And a reminder again, After the snow ends tomorrow, it's going to take several hours for both us and local DPWs across the state to clean up and for roads to be safe again to travel. So plan on tomorrow, after that snow ends, a few hours of downtime as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Happy to take any questions.
What do you think is the biggest challenge with this storm?
I think it's getting folks to take this storm seriously. I mean, we're New Englanders. We're tough, right? I mean, we're used to snow. We're used to ice. We weather it all, right? And we play football in it. This is the biggest storm we've seen in years. So my message to the public is, look, it's going to snow through till tomorrow night. It's wicked cold already. We're going to have massive amounts of snow over the next 3-4 hours. Visibility is going to be terrible. So stay off the roads, please. And that's for your own safety and for the safety of others, including members of the public who maybe need to go to the hospital, or the plow guys who are out trying to clear these roads and keep things open. So that's the biggest concern. Another concern, of course, is power outages, okay? The good news is with the dry, fluffy snow, we expect to see fewer downed lines, okay? If you experience a power outage, please get on the horn to 211 and get yourself to a warming center. I know that all the utilities, whether it's Eversource Grid, Unitil, they've got crews in place, but my hope is that power outages stay to a minimum. We checked with ISO New England in terms of power coming into the region. We feel pretty good about that, okay, in terms of reliability. That's something about the whole Northeast, and I've been in touch with other governors about that. And we've given the okay to power generators, do whatever you need to do to keep power flowing to people's homes during this time. But, my biggest message is please take it seriously. Stay off the roads and check in on your neighbors. And again, for firefighters, make sure you go out and check out those hydrants right around you. Dig them out later on when there's some accumulation, because we want to keep that free. I also think that the Director Brantley made a great point. Look, if you're out shoveling or salting your driveway, especially shoveling, be careful. Take it easy, okay? We know this is a time when we can see more cardiac issues, and we don't want to see that. So,
are you planning for like a whole? I know you're telling people to stay off the roads, but a whole bunch of people to get on the roads after the game.
Why would they do that? Look, hey, wherever you're going to be right now, you're going to be, I ask, for the next, 12 to 15 hours. I mean that. That's why I told people go to the grocery stores, get what you need to get right now and just settle in. And, if you're going to your brothers or your in-laws to watch the game, you're not going to be able to get home later. It's going to get really, really bad over the next few hours. 1 to 3 inches an hour, that's a lot, I'm told. Bad visibility right now, only going to get worse. So please, please, please stay put for your safety and the sake of those who are working hard to keep our roads clear.